Good afternoon. My name is Carly Ibold, and I'm an associate attorney at the Law Office of Lowe Eklund Wakefield. And today I'm going to answer a question regarding Social Security disability. Now, a frequent question that I often get is, how do I even apply for disability? Well, there are two ways. First is to contact your local office and schedule an appointment to either go in person or have a telephone interview to file an application. The second and most efficient way is to file online. An individual can go to www.ssa.gov, click on disability, follow the prompts, and your application will be underway. Now, the benefit of going online is you can come and go from the application as you see fit. An application can take generally about 2 hours to complete, and an individual might not have the time or the mental stamina to keep up. So they can go back and forth as they need to. So in order to make the application process a lot easier for you, I'm going to give you 4 tips when filing an application. The first tip is choosing the right date of disability. The date of disability is not the date that you incurred your injuries or conditions. It's actually the date that you could no longer sustain gainful employment, which is about $1,000 a month or less, or basically the last date that you worked. The second tip is a list of all the medical conditions that you're currently suffering from. Now, you don't want to necessarily just put the conditions that you find disabling, but you also want to put down all those other medical conditions that you are currently treating for. It could be hypertension, it could be migraines, it could be diabetes. Now, while individually these conditions are not disabling, if you take all of your conditions, which could be as simple as chronic pain or a bad back or a bad shoulder, a combination of all those conditions might be disabling for Social Security purposes. The third tip is have a comprehensive list of all the medical providers that you have treated with since the conditions began. Now, that can be your doctors and hospitals. You want the name of the facility or doctor, the address, and the phone number. Provide them with the dates of treatment so that Social Security can gather all the medical evidence in support of your application. The fourth and final tip is your work history. Now, Social Security is going to need the last 15 years of employment that you've had. Now, when filling this part out, you want to be sure to not only give them what your job title was and where you worked, but also all the duties that you performed while you were there. How long you stood, how long you sat, whether you used a computer, what you frequently lifted, what you occasionally lifted. And if you say that you were a supervisor or manager, make sure that you provide what those supervisor or management skills were, whether you directly supervised people, whether you did payroll, whether you did scheduling. It is important to know, for Social Security to know what your jobs actually were so they can be categorized correctly and that they can determine how these jobs were actually performed. So, if you are thinking about filing for disability, please call me directly at 440-226-3566 and I will be happy to help you. Have a great day.